Hi guys, my name is Martin and welcome back to Pa Pelikula. For those who don't know, I'm not a professional critic. I don't have a fancy degree in cinema. I am just a movie enthusiast who loves separating good movies from the bad ones so you don't waste your time on the latter. So, today, my review is all about the movie Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. The film picks up immediately after the events of Ready or Not, with Samara Weaving returning as Grace. This time, survival is no longer the end of the story. It's only the beginning of a much larger nightmare. Grace discovers that what happened with the Ledomus family was just a small piece of a broader ritualistic power structure. Very quickly, she's pulled into another deadly game, only this time she's not alone. She's joined by her estranged sister, Faith, who is played by Catherine Newton, as multiple rival families hunt Grace in a battle tied to power, hierarchy, and control. That broader premise is actually a very smart move for a sequel. Rather than simply recreating the mechanics of the first film, this sequel chooses expansion over repetition. This is not a movie interested in subtle escalation. It is fully committed to the double or nothing logic of franchise filmmaking. There's also an interesting shift in emotional framing. The first film was driven by Grace's outsider status and the sheer brutality of her initiation into this elite murderous world. Here, the film tries to build a more personal center through the relationship between Grace and Faith. The sister dynamic is meant to be the sequel's new emotional engine, with Faith acting as Grace's foil and shadow. In theory, this gives the story more emotional weight, something audiences can connect to. Whether that fully works in practice, we'll get to that later on. What really makes this movie work is the ensemble. More than anything else, Ready or Not to, Here I Come is a film of shifting personalities, clashing comic styles, and sharply defined character beats. Because the story constantly moves between families and different players, the movie avoids running the same joke into the ground. One character lands comedy through deadpan absurdity, another through awkwardness, another through theatrical villainy, and another through total self seriousness. That variety is essential. It keeps the film lively, even when the plot is mainly serving as a delivery system for chases and kills. At the center of it all are Samara Weaving and Catherine Newton. Weaving already knows how to calibrate Grace for this world. She's frazzled, reactive, sharp, and incredibly watchable. Newton brings friction, attitude, and a much needed contrast as Faith. Together, they give the film a solid emotional center, even if that center doesn't always dig quite as deep as the screenplay wants it to. One of the underrated pleasures of a movie like this is watching how carefully chaos is staged. The cinematography plays a huge role here. Everything remains clean, legible, and expressive, even in moments of total mayhem. Production design also does a lot of the heavy lifting. The first film was defined by the contained elegance of the Ledomus mansion. This sequel opens outward into hospitals, estates, country clubs, golf courses, and ritual spaces. All of these environments are designed to reflect status and hierarchy. They aren't just locations, they're expressions of power, and that comes through very clearly on the screen. And then, of course, there's the gore. In a movie like this, the gore matters. The practical effects, prosthetics, makeup, and stunt work all contribute to the film's strongest set pieces. It's messy, it's splattery, exaggerated, and intentionally theatrical. The film's signature explosions of blood are designed as events and not just quick gags. They are there to get a reaction, and trust me, they get one. So, is Ready or Not 2 better than the first one? Honestly, I think there's a strong argument that it might be. The punchlines feel tighter, the comic rhythm feels more consistent, and the film wastes very little time trying to be more respectable than it already is. It knows exactly what it is. It is a crowd pleasing horror comedy, and it leans into the identity with confidence. There's something refreshing about a sequel that isn't embarrassed by its own premise. It's loud, it's bloody, silly, and proudly excessive. The clearest limitation is the emotional weight of the sisterly relationship. Grace and Faith are meant to be the emotional backbone of the film. The story keeps returning to their estrangement, resentment, and forced reunion. But because the ensemble is so large and so entertaining, the sisters sometimes feel like just one thread among many rather than the deep emotional core of the story. We understand the relationship more than we fully feel it. Still, what the sequel may lack in emotional sharpness, it more than makes up for in momentum, scale, and variety. The comedy lands, the kills land, the ensemble lands, and the movie rarely feels uncertain about the experience it wants to deliver. At the end of the day, this is a movie you should watch with other people. Well, if you can. Don't wait for streaming. Go to, go to the theater like I did and join in with the chorus of screams, yells, and laughs. With that being said, I rate this movie a 4.5 out of 5 stars. This is a movie you should watch, and I highly recommend it, especially if you enjoyed the first film. Have you had the chance to watch this movie? What did you think? Was it good? Was it bad? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you enjoy content like this, guys, you already know what to do. Your support goes a long way in helping the channel grow. Once again, my name is Martin, and thank you for watching Papilicula. Until my next review.